Hi, Simpson. I can't hear you.
How about now? How's it
Hi,
going?
it's going well.
I'm great.
I'm happy that we are talking for the first time, like one on one. I'm just happy
That's good.
that, that you're on here with me today. So let me introduce myself. Hey, everybody. This is the founder of Colleen and Small Business Mondays that I love so much. And tonight I have a special guest. Can you please introduce yourself?
Hi, everybody. This is Twinsinc, but my name is Dwayne for the people who know me, and I'm a small business owner. Just give you a little bit. I have multiple podcast shows that I currently have my hands in and part of right now. So today on this lovely Monday, I'm kicking it with Miss I am Carlene Joy. So we're going to chop it up here and have some good time. I have my
Yeah.
drink, so I'm good. I know I've been watching previous shows, so I made sure I have my drink on deck today. So
You know, it's so crazy. I don't have no drink but water.
that's water. So
Yo.
all the other shows you had, you was turned all the way up, had your drink, and then get to me, you
No,
only
no,
be water.
no, no, don't take it like that. Today was my first day back to work. It was crazy. And I do need a drink. But no, I just didn't get it today. And it's like, it's crazy. But I want to tell everybody a little story that first of all, I met Dwayne Sherry from Body Right. And we do our self care Sundays, and when you go on somebody else's live, your live, and they come over to live, which was dope. And this is back when I had pretty sick, and he would do some of the challenges, the exercise, and he was really supportive and very, very encouraging for me. And then he found out that I had a podcast, since I got you, and we was doing our second season like pop up thing we had in the park. And he was like, "Oh man, I was there because he lives in the A, y'all. He lives in the A. He lives in the A." And he was like, "Yo, I wish I could come, blah blah blah. I want to send you something." So I said, "Okay." And he sent me $50 for us doing whatever we needed to do for Since I Got You. And that right there, from a hole in the wall. And the mere fact that he just supported me that way, I really, really, really appreciated that so much. You know? So I'm glad you on my business Mondays. Like anybody that who's a small business, who has a small fellow entrepreneur, please let them know to DM me so they can come on. And anybody who's watching, anybody who's a small business owner, please come on, DM me because I would love to have you my small business series. Next month is Women's Month, so y'all already know it. Now, tell us about you before you tell us about what you do. Tell us about Dwayne. Dwayne.
So, all right, so what you want to know about Dwayne? So, Dwayne, first off, I'm a twin. For some reason, I always forget to tell everybody that because the name is Twinsinc, but I am actually a twin, right? So, I'm a twin brother. He's actually in PA right now. He's in Pittsburgh right now. He may pop in here, may not, but we'll see. I'm also a husband,
Okay.
a father because I have two little kids.
Nice.
I have an 8-year-old and a 7. My 9-year-old, well, she'll be 9 in July, so I have, don't worry, I got my shotgun ready, fellas, so don't even try it. So, but I'm definitely an entrepreneur. I've been doing Twinsinc with me and my twin brother. We started this business back in 2007, so we've been doing this for some time now, right? So
Okay.
just a little bit just about me overall, but like to be supportive of everyone. Just like you said in the intro, I supported you, Sherry, and whoever else, because
Yeah.
if we don't support each other, who's going to help us? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. I 100%. Like before I start Mondayz. My sister podcast crew get to the point they have, I think, Bang Mondayz, and I'll be watching. Oh, I love their Bang Mondayz is entertaining, and then I'll come. You know, yeah, it's all about spreading the love. Like it's the only way I feel like
Right.
the only way to do that. You know, how so Twins Inc. What is Twins Inc. about? Like, what is it about?
Well, right now, like I said, we've been in business since 2007, but it's been through a lot of changes because, once again, he's still in PA and I'm now in Atlanta, Georgia. So
Right.
the business is still there, but the business has been changing over the years. So within the last about 2.5 years, if not 2 years, I transitioned to business as far as doing the podcasting, right? So I started out with the show with Twinsinc Talk, which is my personal show where it really came to me because, watching TV and news shows and CNN and XYZ, whatever, they push certain narratives out there in the media that a lot of our people, we take as the gospel. We don't do our research or XYZ, whatever. So I figured, you know what? I'm going to create a platform to where I can voice my thoughts. Maybe some people may say my opinions, but I just like to keep the narrative at least equal across the board, right? So that's where like Twinsinc is there. And then still within Twinsinc with, I do partnership. I have the podcast show, which is called the DachopTeam. And the DachopTeam is a barbershop style podcast show where we go, well, we don't go anywhere. Right now it's at the studio if we call in. But what it is like a barbershop style podcast show where, if you ever been in a barbershop, we talk about a lot of things. A lot of things. Sometimes y'all ladies wish I was a fly on the wall. But with the show, we speak on Black topics, and also we make sure we control the narrative and make sure we, provide solution as well as far as what things that we're talking about. Sherry, one of a great friend of ours, has been on the show in the last 3 weeks, and she has been providing some great content with us.
Yeah. So what would you say to you've been doing this for a while. This coming March would be my first year. My sister, I got you first year birthday this March, and we have experienced some ups and downs. You know what I'm saying? So like, what would you say to a person get their podcast around? Like how would you give them? Like, what are some words of encouragement, motivation? Like, what would you suggest?
So I get this question a lot with a lot of people who's interested in thinking about getting into podcasting. And I tell them, first off, just start, right? Most people want to get the microphone, get the equipment and all this. No. Listen, if you go back to my early shows that I did, my first show that I did on my show was with my cell phone in my car. Was my first podcast show that I actually recorded, right? And of course, it was a little choppy there, the first time. But, when it comes to having a show or podcast, first off, focus on the target market, meaning that what do you want to talk about, right? And also try to be an expert in it. You don't have to be all the way expert in it because, to be honest, when you think about these, a lot of folks understand this. When you think about Stephen A. and all these guys who do sports, yeah, they know their content, but they have a writer who does all their research, and they give them the research, and they provide to us, right? So just giving y'all a little context. But at least have an idea of, as far as what you want to talk about, and then kind of do it like you telling a story, right? Or if you ever wrote in a book, it's I say this, even with podcasting, it can lead and go into books, depending, how the content goes, whatever. But really, just getting started is the first thing you want to do. You don't have to wait. Don't worry about what everyone else is doing because everybody got their own lane, their own communication. The way they think is totally different from you. So I wouldn't get stuck on like, well, I only have X amount of players. It doesn't matter. If you have one person watch you, then start there because eventually it's going to keep growing. And also stay consistent with the content. If once you start your show, if it's once a week, twice a week, fine. But make sure you keep it constantly over and over again.
So do you suggest, okay, so for example, I like Interview so much. And I also, like, with me, my podcast is really for women. You know what I'm saying? I go on experience. That's my research. You know what I'm saying? So if I want to talk about Cancer men or Leos or Sagittarius, I've been through. So that's my experience. What I do. Do you suggest that a podcast 10 episodes or more or less than that? And should they be 30 minutes or more?
Well, as far as the length, hold on. What was the first question? I got the second part. What was the first part of that question? I got the second part.
Should the podcast time? Oh, 10 episodes or less than.
Oh, you
like
mean?
What you?
I mean,
as
so.
far as first season.
Okay. Well, I mean, it really depends. It really depends. And the reason why I said depend, because if you look at my shows, I have maybe 50 or 70 shows just on Twinsinc, right? And I didn't really structure it as like season 1, season 2, XYZ, all that. But eventually it will come with time, because I'm, even though I've been in it about a year and a half or two, I still feel new in it, right? But I mean, here's this. They say this: most people do not make it past 20 episodes on a podcast. Some people put out a few episodes and then they fall off, right?
Wow.
Now, on my Twinsinc, I have 60. On the DachopTeam, we have maybe almost 80. And then we have another show, which is The Real Deal versus How You Feel. And we just started that, and we already have about maybe 10 episodes, if not more than that. And it's just stay consistent with the content and keep going. But I would definitely say that, makes sense. Structure it out, right? So let's say you want to do 10 episodes, right? And you want to do by season, which is smart. So make sure you do those 10 episodes. Make sure you document everything. Have season 1, then come back again, season 2. Yeah. But also the length, right?
Yeah.
The length depends, right?
Okay.
So, like, for instance, there's one guy I follow on TV, on YouTube now. His name is Mediocre Tutorial Reviews, right? He has a big following. He has great content to provide, right? But he posts daily, right? And his videos are usually like 20 minutes, maybe 12 to 15 minutes of content. And he provides good content. And he does it constantly all the time. But sometimes you have live events where they're hour long, hour and a half long. So it really depends as far as you and your comfort level. But, for example, last 2 weeks we had our great friend Sherry on the show, and the conversation goes about an hour and went to almost 2 to 3 hours. But so really, if the content is really good, it really doesn't matter. But also, if it is too long, like, so for example, let's say you do have a structure where you have all your episodes 30 minutes, right? And then you have a show and it's over 2 hours. That's good. You know why that's good? Because you can chop those episodes up, not 2 hour long, to like 6, 7 episodes. So that's how you look at it.
Yeah, that is that. So I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Ready for it?
I'm ready.
I'm going to pull up a second because we have question of the day, and I want your thoughts about it. Why not? Why not know?
Put on the spot, people. Gotta be ready.
Gotta be ready with me. If you was to go on a vacation with a lady, right, I know you're married, but say you were dating.
We good? Yeah.
How much money would you contribute, or how much money to the trip?
Okay. So how long have we been dating, or it doesn't matter?
It doesn't matter.
Well, I mean, it really actually there's actually not a set price or amount you should spend, right? One is based on what you have in your pockets, if you can afford XYZ, right? But if you're really feeling this lady and somebody you want to invest in and spend much time with, the money's not a problem. You know?
So it doesn't matter. Does the length of time matter?
Well, the time plays a hand with that, because in most cases, you're going to have a conversation with this lady, right? And y'all been talking about XYZ for a week long, 2 weeks, whatever long time is, where y'all ask a lot of good questions, really getting to know each other, right? Like I said on my other shows, I always say this: date with a purpose, right? Date with a purpose. It's a little bit better just having fun. Date with a purpose, especially if you want to be married. But when you're dating with a purpose, you're talking to somebody and you start, learn about them, learn about you, then when you decide to take this trip, because that's a big deal going on a trip. We're going to Key West for a whole week. That's not just like going to McDonald's. I mean, not McDonald's, but go to the movies, Lowe's, whatever. No, we're going on a plane, get our passport stamp, gone for a whole week. And that whole week is going to be fun, but, it can be good or bad, but it's a big risk that you take at that time frame. But in most cases, if a man's really feeling that woman, the money price doesn't matter. And also, me personally, I'm not gonna expect her to pay for the flight. If I'm gonna take her on a trip, I'm gonna pay for everything. Now, if we out and she wanna buy something for me, okay, whatever. That's no biggie. But if I'm to say, hey, babe, I want to take you to the Key West. Are you free this weekend or free next week? Yeah, I am. All right, pack your bag. Let's roll. That's it. Most men take the initiative.
Right. So do you offer like this? I want to pay, but my money's like do you expect her to offer or it's up to her? She offers.
Say that question one more time. Use break up a little bit. Say that question one more time.
Expect her to offer things if you if y'all talking about saying that your money's a little fun, like do you expect her to offer?
I mean, I wouldn't put myself in a predicament where I kind of need her to offer, right? So, so if I know I'm going on a cruise or whatever, I make sure I do it where my funds is right, because I don't want to be embarrassed at the same time. If I take you out somewhere that I'm short or got XYZ, like don't put yourself in a predicament where you can't get out of it. If you ain't got the money, okay, don't talk about I want to take you on a trip,
Right.
But later on in the relationship, I mean, of course, I would hope to assume that once we actually together, you will start contributing towards things, right? But just not something that I would expect up front.
Let's go back to which was very intriguing. Dating with a purpose. Explain what dating with a purpose is like. Like, explain that from.
Yeah, I can definitely explain that one right there. So yeah, so dating with a purpose and what that looks like, right? So this comes up when I have many conversations about men not taking care of their kids, right? So this is where this conversation comes from. When the woman has a boyfriend or man to get pregnant, then he's gone, right? He's not in the picture. Or you have a husband, y'all get married, and all of a sudden he's gone, right? He just ghosts, whatever. So, but me thinking like, well, when y'all dating, you didn't see these signs when y'all were dating. So when I say date with a purpose, right? So let's say, for example, you want to be married, right? Right? Yes, no?
No, I was married.
I'm saying, but like right now, like if you date now, do you want to be married?
Not right now.
Okay, good. Well, you know what? I respect that. So now if I'm dating you, I know where we may go, may not go. But let's say let's say I'm dating for a purpose. Like I meet a lady. So first off, communication has to be the key, number one. And when I say communication is to be key, I'm asking you all these fact-finding questions to learn about you. I'm gonna ask you situational questions like, what happened if XYZ happened? Like, how are you gonna react to it? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, what happened if we're out one time and I forget my wallet? I won't do that. But what happened if that happened? Like, how would that make you feel? How would you react to that? You know what I'm saying? Or if we have kids, you know what I'm saying, and something happened to me, are you able to work? This questions, the real life situation questions or scenarios that may happen in the future, right? So when I say date with a purpose, that when you date this certain guy or a woman, whatever, and you know what I'm saying, and let's say you accidentally get pregnant, right? Right? Because we know it happens, life happens, right? But while you date him, are you looking at him like, you know what? If I do get pregnant by this guy, is he going to be a good man? Is he going to leave out on me? Is he going to do X, Y, Z? Or even this, if you're dating a guy, for example, who already has kids, and while y'all dating, one, you never hear him talk about his kids. Two, you don't see his kids. So with that being said, what makes you think you're different from him? I mean, what makes you different from the previous woman that he had a kid with? You know what I'm saying? So what makes you different from his wife and his wife? And he'll say, oh, see this and all that. I mean, there's always two sides of the stories, right? We know that, right? There's always the truth, his side, her side, and the truth, right? But the point I'm trying to make is that you should be thinking long-term when you want to be married. So when I say date with a purpose, when I met my wife, real quick, well, not when I met my wife, prior to meeting my wife, I was in the mindset that I wanted to be married, right? And with that being said, I made sure when I was dating, all the women I was talking to, I told them up front, like, hey, I'm not trying to have sex. Hey, I'm not trying to go to the club. Hey, but what I want you to do is come to church with me, right? Those are things I outlined when I was in my looking for a wife part of my life. And during that time frame, I dated women before I got to my wife. And like I said, I'll tell them that I don't want to have sex. Well, I had women get completely butt naked in my bed. I mean, I still did the deed, but it was over after that, right? Or I ask her, hey, come to church with me, right? But this same lady, she can't invite me to go to the club with her. Oh, come to me to the club here, come to the bar with me. I'm like, all right, cool, but all right, I'll go with you to your club. Come to my club. She didn't want to come. So that right there lets us know that we're not equally yoked. We're not heading the same path. That's what I'm saying, dating with a purpose. So when I did meet my wife, I told her these things like, you know what, no sex, no, I'm gonna go to the club, X, Y, Z. And also I told her up front too, like, hey, I'm in this for the long run. So if you're not in this for the long run, let's let's have a good time, dinner, and you have a good night, have a good night. So that's what I say, date with a purpose, date for what you really want.
You know what? That's really a good topic. Like, so if you add that, or also add that on the podcast, you have women on, because women, sometimes I'm going to speak for me, you know, date because, you know, I date, or I have dated because I felt lonely. Or when I did date with a purpose, it took forever. Nothing really happened. And I'm like, yo, I'm wasting time. Like, this is not, you know what I mean? This is not, there's no progress in it at all. So it's like, why am I dating? Make any sense? But when you look at it, the way it says, dating with purpose means exactly what it means. If I'm here right now, I'm looking for, you know, a nice guy who is compatible with, you know, who believes in God, like, you know, who likes going to church, who has kids, like one, or don't have kids, you know, somebody that who also like an entrepreneur as well, with, you know, because that means more than anything. It's rough when you meet men because they come up with lies, like, you know, they're not open, honest, like, you know, and I feel like men have a way of taking away options.
That's true.
You know, because we allow that to take place. We allow that to happen.
That's true,
you know?
too.
That's why do men do that? Dwayne, why?
Why what?
Men like to take away options.
I'll say this, you know, because, you know, it's called human nature, right? And, you know, ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening, you know, I like to keep it real. I don't beat around the bush. Men will do whatever that you allow us to do, right? So I say this, ladies, if you want to make sure you keep the man accountable, just know you are the prize. And when I say you're the prize, you know, just being funny, but just be real fact here. I said if all the ladies came together and had a secret meeting in the world saying, hey, ladies, we're not giving up the cookie until the man is wearing a pirate suit. Every man in the world will wear a pirate suit and it'll be Jack Sparrow to get that cookie, right? So what I'm saying is that you have the power. You're the prize. Men will do whatever you need to do, you know, if it's, you know, to get the cookie is what I'm saying, right? So yes, men can be dogs. I agree. We are. I'm not gonna cane code it, but at the same time, ladies also need to make sure to keep yourself accountable because you're the prize, and also you're the ones that you provide the sex. We provide the resources. So you are responsible of your womb, not us. Whatever goes inside of you is yours. And I'm not talking. Let's take out, you know, the abuse, the rapes. I'm not talking about all those ones. Okay, I'm talking about by choice. When you choose to lay down with somebody and then find out he ain't no good. So my thing is, what did you do prior to vetting him out to see if he is a good fit for you? Even if you don't get married, right? There's plenty of dudes out there who don't get married, still good dudes, right? But it's like you have to make sure you check out and make sure he's the right one for you.
Right. So this is your podcast about in a barbershop?
Oh, yeah. You talk about all that in barbershop.
Really? Oh.
Come check us out. Listen, we live every Sunday at 3 p.m.-ish. We're live every Sunday. We do live recording of the show. Sometimes we record 2 or 3 episodes on Sunday. So you can always tune in, even call in as well.
And can you drop your now?
Yeah, I can do that.
So people know to check you out.
Not a problem. I dropped information there for y'all.
Yeah.
And as y'all see, that my username is Twinsinc, and it's Twinsinc across the board. So YouTube,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
and the
Yeah.
same logo picture you see now. So keep it consistent, so it's easier to find me.
Yes. 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 So are you a full-time entrepreneur or you work as well?
Oh, I work. Oh yeah, I definitely work. So I am blessed during this time of the pandemic, right? That I've been remote about to be a whole year in March, work from home. And
Okay.
based on what I do, my corporate job, I can multitask, right? I'm not sitting there. I'm not taking phone calls. I'm just working a queue of tickets. So I'm blessed to be able to do what I do. But yeah, but the goal is once the other businesses start making double what I'm making now, then I might leave it. But right now, I still need my 9 to 5 to build my dream, which I'm doing right now.
You know what? I'm glad you said that because I am up and down with like my you know, and I used to be in here, but I used to be in my head like I can't do both. It's so hard. What am I blah 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 blah. But the 9 to 5 helps. It helps my dream. It's been helping my dream.
Right.
You know? So it's like I'm glad you did that. I'm glad you did it. Because that 9 to 5 is important.
Oh yeah.
You know,
yeah. And don't ever let nobody talk you out of it, right? Like I said, if by the time you walk away from your current job, you need to make either double or 3 times what you're making now with your business to cover because once you leave your job, right, that we working, well, guess what? You're responsible for your dental, full cost. You're responsible for your medical, full cost. Glasses, whatever. It's full cost. Ain't no discount. I mean, now if you're making great money, you can pay it off. But when I'm saying that, you got to make sure you factor all those things as well. And also have 6 months of security finance as well on top of that too. And, you know,
right.
and on top of that, being a business owner is not easy. You know what I'm saying? Everything, you know, you work long hours. I mean, I know you know. You got, listen, was it March 1st you dropping your clothing line? Am I saying something too soon? I'm just, my bad. Am I saying too much? Listen, if I was a woman, I'd be putting my pre-order in if I was a woman. But it was like, but it looks dope. My bad.
The pre-order is out now. Oh, the pre-order is out now. And I think people are waiting for March 1st. You know, as much as you say you could order now, the first people to get it, you know, like, you know, and in small business is that you have to be consistent with marketing. You have to be consistent with content. You have to be consistent with ask the people. You just have to be consistent always.
Right. And
sometimes it drains you literally. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I have customer service. I have digital media. I have Illustrator. Like so many things. And it's also good. I feel like
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. As a business owner, you do it all. I mean, like for instance, like I'm blessed that I was able to convert my man cave into a studio as well. But like I said, I do the editing, I do the lighting, the messages on the side, you know. So I mean, the good thing about it gives you all the experience. So once you do grow, and you're able to have a team you can hire on, you can now direct them on how you want it done. Even though you're not doing no more, you go, hey, I need it done this way. I know because I was doing it before you got here, so I needed this certain way, X, Y, Z. But it gives you that experience. And then you feel more appreciated about your content and everything that you do.
And do you think when you eventually have a team that you shouldn't be so you should let them to also be hands-on too?
I mean, to a certain extent, you know, you want to, the people you hire, you do want to trust them to do what you pay them to do, right? But at the end of the day, you're still paying them what to do. I mean, right now, me and you both still work in corporate America. Our boss tells us what we need to do, if not daily, weekly. And then we got reviews. Yeah. So, you got to tell them how you want it done. Or you hire someone else to do it. It's just that simple. I mean, it's not that being rude, but you don't think when, you know, Sean Combs, Puff Daddy was launching Bad Boy from the ground up, he wasn't directing everybody a certain way? I mean, you see how Dame Dash worked. I love Dame Dash. Yeah. But you see how he worked. He didn't play no games when he came to Rockefeller. You know what I'm saying? When he was building his you know, dream, whatever. He wanted done a certain way. No, I don't want no Def Jam on my shirt. This is Rockefeller. This is a Rockefeller tour, not Def Jam. But shout out to Dame Dash. But it's your stuff. If you're not your number one fan, then what?
Yeah, exactly. We have to be our own sleeping. We have to be our own brain, even when we're sleeping.
Right.
And sometimes that's difficult. You know what I'm saying? Because the pressure of being an entrepreneur and also having a 9 to 5 overwhelming. You know, it really does. Like Allison said, a lot of people do 9 to 5, which they do. Like when it comes to being an entrepreneur.
Sorry.
What about like?
Say it one more time. My bad. I was pressing something. Go ahead. Say that again. I'm sorry.
What's your thoughts about that? I said Allison looks down on 9 to 5.
You said she looks down on working 9 to 5?
She said a lot of people.
Let's see here.
Do you agree or disagree?
I'm sorry. You can hear me loud and clear, right?
Yeah, with a little echo.
Well, okay. Because what's happening? I'm hearing bits and pieces. You ask the question one more time. I do apologize.
Yeah, I said Allison said a lot of people look down on 9 to 5.
Why? Listen. Let's be honest. If I was able just to walk away from my job and do my business full time, I would do it. I think you would do it too. But at the end of the day, you know, being an entrepreneur is tough. You know what I'm saying? You know, let's be honest. I'm not the first podcaster out there. So the competition is there, right? You may not be the first person to come out with a clothing line. There's many people doing it. So the competition is there. What am I doing is going to outshine the next person and also get a piece of that pie, you know? I mean, we have, like, because I'm doing podcasting, we got, like, Joe Buttons on them killing the game. You know what I'm saying? So what am I doing? Because, mind you, I don't have the famous name behind me to back me. So what I'm doing is building from the ground up. So, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I need my 9 to 5 to help me build my dream. Now, if somebody want to be a wonderful blesser out there, I believe me and you both can you know, be glad to take that money and run off from a job if you want to be a blessing to us, right?
Sherry said most of us don't have $2 million to start. We're using our own.
Facts. And mind you, this even on top of this too. Like I said, I'm a father and a husband. I got 2 kids. I mean, they still want stuff. They still need stuff. Wife still needs stuff. So I got to factor all that stuff in too, right? The family, then the business, and working. So yeah, it's. I mean, listen. I understand. Listen, there's people who working 15, 20 hours a day for their dream. Listen, I don't get into those naysayers like you shouldn't do that. Look frown upon. Hey, to each his own. If you can do it without working, kudos. Go knock it out the park. Me, I gotta work my job until I can make double what I'm making now.
I totally agree. Sherry said it takes longer, but you never give up.
Facts.
You know, what you do will be for you, and it will have to take your time. And that's what I said. Oh, it can't be rushed.
No, it can't be.
You have to trust the process, and trust in the process. You know, you're going to go through the ups, the downs, you know what I mean? The people in your ear saying that, but you got to do it afraid. Like,
listen,
that's just what
I'll even say this. Listen, not that I want to be Bill Gates or Jeff Bezos, but I'm not trying to be rich like them. But let's be honest, Jeff Bezos and his wife, they started in his house, in a garage.
Yeah.
No, they started in his house, and back in 87, I believe. I could be wrong. Let's look it up. But even with Bill Gates, if you look at everyone who's successful now, they was working their job, but also they started in worse conditions, right? So you can't not to start a process. But like what Sherry said, what's for me is for me. So when I do hit that plateau, I'm like, man, I remember I was working and I was doing this and raising the kids, but I enjoy it now because I put my hands in the dirt and did it from the ground up.
And you know what else is more that I love that you said, and it doesn't have to be perfect. It's not here to be perfect. We're not here to be perfect. Just don't. Whatever you want to do, just do it.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Because I started with Pretty Girl Fit. I just did it because of feeling depressed, and I was going through my own mental, my thing. And the most important thing was like I needed to handle the death of my brother. So with that being said, I turned to fitness because at the time I was like, okay, I need to get my mind off. I'm late. What do I do? So I just started doing things that worked for me. And I mean, I love talking right now because it's so many things that's going through my mind of where I started from.
Right.
Where I'm at right now. And some people don't realize that, like, they don't know your story, before they start saying, oh, what they would do or what they won't do or how you did this or how you did that. This shit ain't easy. It's hard. Not
at all. Because, I mean, listen, think about this. And you said it early in the show, right? I was in the conversation, when you shared was having a 12:30 Sunday, I can't think of the name, the Sunday thing that y'all do, right? But also when yes. And then when you had when you had your launch for your thing, and I donated to your cause, whatever. Yeah. I say that to say this: strangers will support you closer than the people that you know, right? So with that being said, that's why on my Facebook page, I post nothing on my Facebook page. Facebook is just for family, keep in touch with my mom because I'm out of state, she get pictures and all stuff like that. But Facebook is really just for friends and whatever, people that know you. Yeah. IG, I love it because I get to network people that I don't know all over the world, but I get the most support and more love from people that I don't know. Don't know. Because your friends and family will not support you. And I don't understand why. I mean, I kind of get why, like, if I do this for her, then she gonna get rich. Like, you're stuck in your own way. You jealous of your own friend.
No, it's so crazy. My girlfriend posted, the reason why and friends don't support you is because they say that you're the competition or something, or something about competition. And I told her, I said, this right here, like this right here, so true. Like in the beginning, I wanted all my family and friends to support me. Not to say they haven't, because some have,
right.
But I was expecting certain people. I can't lie to you. Expecting certain people, like, you doing this. Oh, I want to support. Oh, you doing that. I want to support. And love is love. Like, come through. But then I noticed. I remember crying to my sister, and I was like, "Why? I'm always there for everybody. I support as much as I can. Like, why? Why is it happening? You're expecting it. Like, stop expecting them to support you, whether it's family, whether it's your friends." She said, "You're gonna get supported by people you don't know."
Don't know.
And that she never lied.
That's a fact. It's a fact. I don't understand. And I think that's the problem when you think about overall collectively when it comes to the black community, why we can't get our own way because we're so jealous of the next brother and sister coming up. And it's like, well, if I do that for them, I'll make them rich. What about me?
Yeah. And I crabs in the barrel. I don't know. I use that terminology because we keep pulling each other down, trying to climb up. But maybe I want to pull you with. Let me get up there first. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I say, yo, Dwayne, I'm about to do shit. I want you to jump on. You jump on. Who knows? You on somebody else's thing, and they like your shit, and they want to come, and hoop you. Like, you just never know. We have to put ourselves in those positions, and we don't. Because, like you said, Dwayne gonna get it before me. Or I'm like, why? I don't want to make it.
Right. And,
like
and some people. Right. And also think about this, people listening. Because I mean, who is watching later on. You got a friend out there, friend, family, whatever, who has a business. I don't care what it is. They have a business. I'm gonna tell you this: a simple like, a simple share, a simple comment will it'll go a long way, and it'll go a long way. It doesn't have to be money. Money doesn't have to be like, oh, I need money. No, this support, just do a basic share because maybe you don't rock with it, but you may share it and someone else like, oh, what's this? And they go for it.
Yeah. Yeah, you hitting it on the head tonight. That is so true. Because we all go through it as entrepreneurs. And another thing, people always show, oh, this is where I'm at. I'm so high. I'm good. Life is good. Show me your struggle when you're going through shit. Show me the real, like, I'm real shit when I'm going through it. Because I can't post all the time, oh, I look good and pretty in pictures. Yeah. But you know what took me into this shit? You know how long I had in the chair? And before I did that photo shooting, I sat in the chair for a minute. You know why? Because my skin at this time is acting up crazy. So she sat there. I had to sit there so she can even everything out. You know, it was hot, and I was just okay, like sitting there or whatever, like changing my clothes up and down. That shit is hard. It's just hard.
Right. Like some people just think you click on you turn the camera and go. No, there's a lot of stuff behind the scene that goes.
It's not like that.
Yeah.
And I want to see more of that. I want to see more of the hard work in the background. You know, that's why I try to show me tax orders or, you know, just I need to really start talking more about like my journey because this should be having me crying sometimes. Like I be in the bed just crying, like this. Yeah,
well, yeah. I mean, because at the end of the day, it's still stressful, right? Yeah. Very stressful, and like you said, you know, your feelings do get wrapped up into it because you expect certain people who's supposed to be your friend that they say they is to help support you, and you. But then you see them supporting Gucci and Louis Vuitton and stuff like that don't care about us, right? But then when you have something posted, you would think the least they can do is least like it to share. They don't. And like I said, all the time that you put behind the scene with getting, you know, working out, first getting shaved, and two, getting ready for the photo shoot, getting your hair done, putting the makeup on, then taking the pictures, that takes time. It's a whole process. And I'm pretty sure you took like hundreds of pictures before you picked the one that you like. Like, no. Okay, this one here.
He emailed all the pictures, right?
Right.
And says, now, Tasha, you have to pick 5. 5 pictures you pick are the 5 pictures I'm in. And if you want anything else to edit, you would have to, you know, it's 10 or more, it's $15 per picture. 20 or more, it's $10 per picture. So I'm like, damn, 20 or more. Like, you know what I'm saying? The work is really good, you know? So it's just like I had to sort all those pictures and really pick which one works. Right. You know, and like you said, the most valuable tool out of this whole thing is time. This is the most valuable tool out of being an entrepreneur. The time. It's so much about.
Yeah, and that time you get back, and that time you do not get back. Well, you don't get it back, but it could lead to getting months and weeks, you know, vacation time. You got to put the hard work in so later on you can enjoy the fruit. But as you're going through it, it's tough. And that's why you see a lot of people open up businesses and then the business fail. You know what I'm saying? Because it takes a lot of work. And some people think is, oh, okay, I got my LLC, got my EIN, I'm going to get a credit here, and then I'm going to open up the doors and everybody's going to come running in. No.
That's right.
You got to do your research. You got to know what the market is because you spend all this money and then, you know, it's just sad, but like I said, entrepreneur has pros and cons. Just simple as that. It ain't for everybody.
You said something else that I really like. You said that you know, everyone is doing podcasting or doing clothing line or whatever they're doing. But what makes you different from everyone else?
Oh shit! You know,
so everyone can't be the same, and I like the fact you said that because you have to look at it that way. You have to do your research. You have to say to yourself, what makes Twinsinc different from another person's podcast? What makes Paulina Joy different from another person's line? You know, or brand? It has to have some type of difference. It can't be the same. Because we can all do the same thing, but what makes yours different from like what makes you different from another podcast?
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. Well, so for what makes me unique from everyone else, right? Because I like to be different. One, I'm not being told what to say and what to do. You know, when you think about it, a lot of people are being told, okay, you're going to talk about this, you're going to talk about that, and you say this, you're gonna lose this deal, you're gonna lose that deal, X, Y, Z, right? Number one. So, and then so number one, I'm not being told what to do. I can say what I want to say. I mean, I'm not being too rude, not like that. Number two, I control the narrative. I control when I can post and do. I control everything when it comes to my show, right? On top of that, and when I have these shows, on any show it is, Twinsinc Talk, the DachopTeam, the Real Deal versus How You Feel, I speak from a place coming from experience, right?
Yeah.
I'm not speaking on opinions or what ifs and what that. And also, I do a little research too, and I like to pull up some facts, right? I like to pull up some information and give you some numbers, because if I give you nothing but, I guess, my opinion, what people will say, they will dismiss it like, oh, well, that's just your opinion, that's your experience, X, Y, Z. You're right. You know what? You're right. But let me give you some facts. And then I have to argue the facts, and then I like to argue real things that happen. I'll give you two scenarios, and then we talk about it, and then we try to come to a resolution. Now, everyone's not going to like it, which is fine. You continue watching those TV shows that give you, or whatever else that tells you the negative stuff that you run with. That's fine. But I like to say I'm more of a critical thinker. And one of my friends, his name is Chris, I'm going to give him a shout out. I'm a realist. Meaning that I tell you exactly what it is. I don't care what it is. I tell you exactly what it is. I'm going to be real with you. Men can be soft. Men got feelings. I'm not going to Kenny Code talking about, I'm a man. I'm a man all day, all night long. I don't cry. Yes, men do cry. We do cry. It's just that simple. So I like to be authentic. I like to be real, and stick to the facts.
Yeah, and I love that. Real is the dopest shit ever. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can't deal with nobody fake. Because if you fake, stay there, right here. You know what I'm saying? Because real and fake don't match. It doesn't match. So if you had to say, 3 things about yourself that you would like all of us to know, what would they be?
3 things. Let's see. I'm passionate about whatever I put my hands on, right? Let's see. I'm a great listener. Passionate, great listener. And, that's a good one. Passionate, great listener. What's the third thing I could say? I don't know. It'll come back to me. It'll come to me. Give me a second. It'll pop in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, last but not least, if a young man and said, Dwayne, I would like to start my own podcast, how can you help me? Or what's some advice what advice would you give? Okay.
Yeah. And thank you for saying that last question. And the third thing is that I'm a leader.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, like you just the question, if a young man came to me asking if he want to start a podcast, and which people have done, right? And I started, not saying I started from the bottom, now I'm here, but I went through a lot of trials and tribulations and learning stuff and figuring stuff out on the way I got there, right? So, a few people have reached out to me about starting their own podcast, right? And I have a lot of equipment that I bought and equipment I don't use no more. So I have given out plenty of equipment to help people get started, right? Like a microphone, wires, jacks, and stuff that you need, educating on as far as what platform you should use to do your show. But I'll have no problem with walking by through the steps, getting them ideas, not getting them ideas, but just guide them through the process to start the show, and also not make the same mistakes that I might have done when I first started, right? But I mean, the thing I'll tell them is like, start now. No need to wait. Just start now. All this, when you think about it in the day, when it comes to podcasts or this, anything, all we're doing is having a conversation.
True.
And I say just try to have some good conversation. I'll say this, just first, have a topic that you want to talk about. Come with some facts. Come with some opinions. Right. Come with some questions. Then figure out a solution. Recap it. And that's it. It's just a flow. Just go through that same script right there each time you have a show. And if you can, try to do a story. Try to keep them connecting with each other. Try to build off the last episode. And stay consistent. You gotta stay consistent. If you want to do a show every day, a certain time, do it every day. Even if it's maybe, 10 to 20 minutes, whatever. Stay consistent with it. Get right to the point and keep it moving. But it's easy to do. And like I said, It's not hard. It's really not hard. And since, like I said, and being an entrepreneur is not easy. Since 2007, that's when I started Twinsinc. It's now 2021, and I'm making some money now. But not enough to quit my job.
Right. No. But at least you're seeing something rather than nothing. But it's so sad. And I'm 21, so that's a long time.
Oh, yeah.
And you're still going. So that thank you, because I can't give up. There's no giving up. Because sometimes it gets a little difficult, and sometimes I do get frustrated, but I can't give up. I have to keep going. I have to put my blinders on, just keep going. So I really
and also one other thing too, as well, especially now, one of my New Year resolutions is have multiple streams of income coming in right now. If you haven't learned from 2020 during the pandemic, right? A lot of people lost their jobs, right?
Yeah.
And some people still have no jobs, or unemployment is through the roof. So the point I'm trying to make is that you want to have something that possibly you might fall on. Listen, at any given moment, my job can say, "Hey, we lost a lot of money, XYZ, and we're cutting costs, and hey, gotta let you go." Yeah. So I'm not trying to say you should be scared to have multiple streams of income, but you should always have multiple streams of income. You should not be dependent on one job to fund everything. You shouldn't.
Yeah.
And overall, my goal is to be financial free. I can't think. I want to say it's called FIRE, but FIRE I think is going to be a millionaire. But I want to be where I'm not obligated to nobody. If I want to get up and do nothing, I want to get up and do nothing. But I got to make sure I can pay off my debt off. So each person will have their own why they do things. So find your why. Find why you want to do it, stick to it, and make it happen. And don't worry about the naysayers. Do you. Do you, boo.
Yeah. Dwayne, thanks for coming on. It really, really means a lot to me. I'm sorry last week we didn't get together, but I saved the best for last. So
best for last? Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I really appreciate it. So I hope you're doing really great things, which I will. And, you keep being who you are. Don't ever continue to be who you are.
Awesome. Well, thanks again for having me on the show. Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, we have a show that I have. It's called The Real Deal versus How You Feel. It's every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. It's on the free app called Stereo. Tune in. We have a great conversation. I'm doing it with a co-host. Her name is Ms. I Speak Life. So I like to have conversations with women as well. And also, if anytime you want to join the show on Sunday live, just tune in. And you can jump in and, give us the business. Ask Sherry. She'll tell you all about the conversations.
I really, really love that. Everybody who knows a small business, an entrepreneur who loves to come on Mondays, please DM me. Like I said, month, so I'm celebrating all month long.
That's what I'm talking about.
March. Hit me up, and I would love to have you on. Wayne, again, thank you for everything. Thanks for coming on, and continue blessings, okay?
All right. You have a good evening. Bye.
Bye-bye.